Hello guys, again we are here. It's Dremmanuel behind the camera and we have another guest. We are continuing what we started last time. We were talking about who or how do you define a good man. We have a guest in front of us. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you see me behind the camera?
Yes, of course I can.
Okay. Can you introduce yourself in a few words?
My name is Aida Dawina Mupua.
Okay.
And in short words, I am an artist in so many different ways.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, your comment is because I posted something on my WhatsApp status. I wrote something like a question asking people how they view or how they describe a good man. So here you are. I think you have something for us, yeah?
Something like that. Yes, I do.
Okay, so we have to start from there. Like, how do you define a good man from your point of view? Yes.
Well, from my point of view, I like to believe that a good man can only be defined by his true identity. And I'm not talking about the pretense of these days. And the identity I'm talking about is found in Jesus Christ. You cannot claim to be a good man if you are not one that's bearing the image of Christ in you. You will simply be at fault in so many ways. But when a man chases Jesus Christ and chases the character of Jesus, he slowly becomes a good man. Because as we simply all know, to those that believe, after the fall of Adam and Eve, there's nobody who's good. What makes us to be good, or what makes a man to become good, is when he receives Jesus and slowly goes through the process of becoming like him. That's what I believe a good man is. A good man is like Jesus in the sense that he's compassionate, he's a servant, he's responsible. A good man is he who has integrity. His words are what he does. It's not all talk, but it's the actions he also does. He's a man willing to do what others are not going to do. A good man is selfless.
Okay.
Not just love only. Yeah, but he's willing to help those who are also in need.
Ida, we've heard about how you think a good man should be. You said a good man should follow Jesus, should follow his steps, should be responsible and all that. To you, do you think a man can be a good man just, following his heart and not maybe following the steps of Jesus and all that?
It's very possible. But then, like I also said, I said that we are all image carriers from the very beginning. So as much as some people are not even believers in Jesus Christ, they're still good men, simply because we're still coming back from him. He's the one who created us. The goodness still remains, and it's a choice to nurture it. But what I believe is that it is easily nurtured under the identity of Jesus Christ, because he helps us to become good people. It's easy. Because we live in a very wicked world and people change easily. You can be a good man, but for how long? I believe what keeps a man good is the decision to stay under the feet of Jesus Christ. A good man can be a good man without having to be a follower of Jesus Christ. But in a wicked world, for how long can he be? That's what really matters.
Okay, I see. Okay, so the previous guest we heard said a lot of how a good man should be. I think maybe you might be the last guest or like a female guest we are going to have, because next we're going to be having men coming in and to tell us maybe what they think a good woman should be. So you're here, you're representing women. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Okay, because you're a woman, and I think what you may be able to be thinking right now, a lot of women out there would think the same way. So the question is, if a woman would cheat, why do you think a woman would do that?
Wow, it's a very interesting question right there.
Uh-huh.
That all depends. I mean, different scenarios, different backgrounds, different situations. A woman can cheat for so many reasons too.
Why? Maybe we have to know that, because we are trying to create a beautiful world.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna be easy, but
Let's take a start.
what I would say is sometimes it's because they themselves don't know what they're supposed to be doing in their own marriage, in the sense that many people these days are getting in marriage without knowing why they're getting in there, not being ready for it. By the time they realize that they were with somebody they were not sure of, it's too late. So instead of giving it up, they cheat.
Oh.
Yes, and there are times it's because the man is just not providing what the woman wants.
Provide and...
Exactly.
Can we expand the word provide?
Now that depends with women.
You're a woman now?
Yeah, I am a woman.
Okay, just tell us a few. Okay, like maybe 2 or 3.
2, 3.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Women want attention. And attention can be packaged in so many different ways.
Okay.
Yes. Sometimes a man can think that if you give a woman the money that she desires, all that, she'll be okay. Sometimes it's not true. A woman sometimes just simply wants you to be present physically, emotionally, mentally. And sometimes when that's not given, she will look for it outside.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Because women are emotional beings.
Okay, why not just telling your man, say, my man, I think we have to do this, you have to do this and that for me to be here, not just going straight into, concluding and then going out.
Yeah, well, we are living in a world whereby people are bad at communication. And sometimes when people try, when a woman tries to explain herself, there's this thing whereby a man has an ego and he just doesn't want to accept what the woman is trying to say. And sometimes that can be a very big problem. And for a woman who feels like, I don't think I can stand up to my man, she prefers to just shy away and do something stupid with another man, when maybe if she had tried talking, it would have changed things. But there are some cases you try talking to a man, but your man is just a man full of ego, so instead of giving you a chance, he doesn't. And the woman, there's always going to be somebody willing to give that to her.
Wow. Okay, so I think from whatever that you've just said, I think we just have to plead with the woman out there, because we men really don't want to be cheated. So can you please be able to communicate? I mean, we're willing to learn, we're willing to be there for you, we're willing to give it all out to you. And please, women out there, if you're watching this, you really have to take it into consideration that you need to be communicative to your husband, be communicative to your boyfriend, if you really want to live this life and in a very beautiful way, Okay, so we're gonna come back again. It's Dremmanuel behind the camera. Stay tuned as we go for a drink.
Come and share this love with me. Come and share this love. Come and share this love with me.
Okay, we're on. We're back again. Okay, now we know why a woman would cheat. Do you have a thought of, say, why a man would cheat? I know you're not one, you're not a man, but maybe you can have a thought of maybe a past relationship you've had or whatever.
Wow. I would still go back to the communication. Like I said, we live in a generation whereby communication is very bad. And sometimes even the men themselves don't know how to communicate. Because I know for sure there are other things that they look too small, but men also want attention. But sometimes because of the ego that I spoke about, they will not just say it. And instead of actually communicating, they would rather go out and get whatever they think they need to get outside there. And sometimes it's just pure not being satisfied with what they have. That's what I think.
Okay, like a lot of things are coming in my mind.
Like what?
Satisfaction. That word is just, I think it's way too big. I don't know. Can you elaborate just a little bit? Satisfaction. Are you talking about the beauty? Are you talking about the way how the woman looks?
No.
Is it?
It's not always about that. But then again, different men, different desires and all that. So like I said, if you do not communicate that you like your wife doing something specific to you, it will really be a problem. If you cannot say what you want, or you feel that you're just not getting it and you're not gonna say it, or you're not gonna teach her, you'll feel like you're gonna need to get it somewhere else.
No, okay, so you're talking about if I love this type of food, I have to teach my woman how to do it.
Exactly. Why not?
Why do people think that always a woman has to be one cooking and stuff?
I don't know.
I want us to talk about this word satisfaction. I think it is covering a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of relationships nowadays, they're confused. People are so damn confused. Like they don't really know what is happening. They don't really know what they're doing. I just think people are doing these things because they just want to do these things. Like the other person is doing it and I have to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, so can we please talk about this satisfaction, because maybe we can be able to collect a few things, because we really need to fix this. We need to create a beautiful world for all of us. So the word satisfaction.
The word satisfaction.
Are we talking about
Sex? Yeah, that too.
Oh,
It's very much included. Now, I know that we live in a generation that wants to experiment and try new stuff. But if you're not open to the idea, and now this goes for the married people, I'll be specific on that. If you're not willing to tell your wife or your husband what you want in bed, it's gonna be a very big problem, because we have come to a point whereby we believe that bonding is all about sex. Now, if your sex life is not being handled right, it will be very much problematic to both of you. Because as time goes, we have friends, and when your friend is telling you that, you know what, you've got to try this, when you do this in bed, this is what the woman does, or the woman will be like, you know what, me and my husband, maybe talking to a fellow woman, and they'll be telling them how their sexual life is all hype and all that. If you guys are not willing to communicate in your marriage, it'll be a disaster. Because failure of communication means somebody's gonna try it one day. They might try to say, no, I'm not gonna cheat, but sooner or later, you know, the devil always has a way of presenting something just like what you feel you need at that time for you to show your skills. And the next thing is the guy is cheating or the woman is cheating, so it's problematic. So sex, it's a part that matters in marriage. So if you want to be satisfied, communicate with your woman or your man so that you get what you really want. Otherwise, you're both just losing yourself.
Oh, okay, so what you're telling us now is that communication is the key. Like, communication is the thing that is going to make this world to be a beautiful place.
Communication, yes, and the willingness to learn too.
Oh.
Because when it comes to satisfaction, you have to learn your friend. If you learn your spouse, you know what they want, and then you're gonna work hard to give them what they want. Because marriage is not one way, it's a two-way path every single day. So if your guy comes up with an idea that he feels he wants, ladies, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to try it. You cannot just cut it off beforehand because you just feel like it's something you cannot do. It's very sensitive because looking at the marriage issue, even biblically speaking, marriage is very much sacrificial than how we usually put it. You're gonna have to give in your all, and the guy has to give in their all. So for you to be satisfied, you have to satisfy your guy and your woman too.
Okay, so people all over, I think this is where it all stands. Like, if we really want to have this beautiful life, be happy in those marriages, I think we really need to communicate. We have to be able to tell our partner, say, this is what I want you to be giving me this, to do this, you need to fix that, you need to learn this, we have to try this. So it's a togetherness thing. So
exactly,
yeah, you tell your partner what you want, your partner will be able to learn, and just like that, things will be happening, and I think your partner will not be able to cheat. Or maybe I'm just gonna cut off their head if they do it.
Wow.
Yes, because it's not nice, like, it's not good. You have to feel it if the other person is the one doing it to you, and I mean, it feels bad. I've been there, like, I've been in a relationship whereby this other girl was cheating, and I was like, why? Is it that am I not enough? Am I not a good man?
Did you ask her?
What am I lacking?
Those questions, did you ask?
Yes, I did.
Oh, so.
But then, women, they're good at pretending,
Oh.
You ladies are good at pretending.
Actually, I feel like men are more pretenders than women.
You sure?
Because of the ego.
Do you want us to bring in a debate? Like, we should have a few ladies and a few men, they have to
That
debate.
would be much fun, and I'll tell you, you'll get to know things. Men, they'll always want to prove themselves right. And us women being emotional, sometimes we easily break down and say what we want to say, and we easily bring out stuff. But unlike men, they will not really say it all out.
Maybe they think if they say it, you will never understand them.
No, okay. First of all, you've got to try before you feel you are already misunderstood. Because here's the thing about men. Even when you want to help your man, very few men are willing to come out open on their weaknesses.
Oh, really?
That's just the truth. Many men will still want to prove as if they know it or they've got the thing going on because he feels he's the head in the marriage. But sometimes they're failing. Ida,
you've said a lot, and thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been a good time.
Yes. Before you go, do you have anything that maybe you wanted to say? Because at the end of the day, maybe you want to preach out something to people out there.
Well, there's only this small thing that I can say. Talking about relationships, we are all different. So, like, what works in one relationship might not necessarily work for the other relationship. So you really have to get to know one another for it to work out.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to be trying to live out another people's relationship in your relationship. So, and what is a good man to another woman might not be a good man to another woman. So know what you want as women, and same thing goes for men. And then work it out with whosoever you choose to be with. That's the only best way you can actually make it work.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my people all over the world, thank you for watching this, and we've learned so many things about how women think a man should be, and so far we've learned why do we think women would cheat. And I think we all take it all back to communication. Like, we need to communicate. We need to make sure that we talk to our partner, and we should not keep searching, but we can create what we want from where we are. So until next time, we're gonna have another guest. We're going into who is a good woman. I think we're gonna be having men coming along, and I think it's gonna be fun. So you need to subscribe, you need to press that notification button so that you get a notification anytime we come up with something, and keep following, because we have a lot of things to bring out. We need to create a beautiful world for everybody. Thank you.